Today marks 1281st day sharing lessons I learned and continue to learn with all of you. My hope that these insights will inspire you, support your dreams, help you achieve your goals, and really empower you to become the person that you want to become. Today we speak about a very important topic. Emotional journey when you start something new. Emotional journey when you start something new. I think it's such an important thing because we want to start something new. Sometimes it's scary because there will be a big roller coaster of our emotions. If we do not know what kind of emotions we will go through when we start something new, we might quit on ourselves because we expect that everything is supposed to be smooth. Because at the beginning of the journey, all the emotions are positive, but in the middle of the journey, those emotions are not as useful or wanted as at the beginning. So today we'll share 5 stages of what every single person is going through. It could be one person going a bigger alley or a bigger dip, other person a lesser dip, and of course how big the gap is, how big the stretch is. Of course, those emotions will be different. So being able to really overcome those emotions, knowing that those emotions will come, I think it's much easier to really overcome that. Because I think that when you have expectations that at some point in this journey, at the beginning of the journey, we will have some emotions that you do not like. And when you finally reach them, when you finally feel them, you say, "Oh, I knew that if this day will come. I knew that it will come." So that means that I have a strategy to implement that I could overcome that and really move forward. So let's get started. So number one stage is uninformed optimism. So when we start something, of course, we have excitement, confidence, inspiration, that impulsive energy because we didn't start it yet. But knowing that making the decision to start, you are uninformed because you didn't take action anything, but you have massive optimism because you said this will be great. It's going to change everything. That's potentially what kind of thoughts you have said it. Why I didn't start that sooner? I can totally do this. This kind of emotions is going through and this kind of thoughts are going through because it's a lot of dopamine released moment. So it means I mean, be careful because it could be too much. But again, this is a great start. An informed optimism. So that means that you are not informed because you didn't take action, but you're optimistic because about all the potential that is coming to your way. So I guess we need to understand that there is potential with the progress because in this journey will be a lot of progress. We need to really understand that we need to have not we need to have ability to really say that there will be a lot of work that needs to be done because of course if you see yourself in the future in that visualization but you don't take action, of course that uninformed optimism will not give anything. And what we need to do, of course, we need to really make sure that understand what's the reason behind it. You really want to start something new. What is the reason behind that? Because we need to really build routines, strong routines and discipline around that goal and around that vision so you can really sustain it for long term. Now we will move to second stage, and that is informed pessimism. Informed pessimism. Now at the beginning, the first step is uninformed optimism, and second level is informed pessimism. What it means that a lot of times we um, think that will be a lot of easier, and because of that we have that uninformed optimism. But when we start taking action, we realize that there's a lot of things that we need to learn. We need to get better. There's a lot of things that because it's new, there's a lot of things that's uncomfortable. We need to stretch ourselves, and that stretch really makes us feel frustrated. We have anxiety. We're overthinking because at that moment reality kicks in, and we need to really understand that this will not be for a long time. And what kind of thoughts we are having in that moment, uninformed pessimism, that it's harder than I thought. Maybe not, maybe this is I'm not cut for this. Like this is kind of thoughts we start to have, those this kind of questions we have. Others makes it look so easy. What's wrong with me? Those kind of questions we might have in our heads because this is again in the forum pessimists that realize that there will be a lot of work to do. You will not get immediate results, and we need to understand that we need to stop identify ourselves with the struggle because just this is just part of progress, and we're not supposed to look for. shortcuts. You just say what needs to be done and let's do it. What needs to be done? No shortcuts, no pivots. Because a lot of times when it's getting hard, we want to pivot, but at the same time, if it's everything working, you just need to put work. You just do the work, because I think that a lot of times we look into pivot, to change and change and change, and we never get anywhere because we changing too much. Sometimes in the beginning, well, the only thing that you need to do is just keep pushing. So we need to understand that we need to normalize the struggle, because that is proof of growth. And every single mistake is not a failure. It's a lesson that we need to be able to really move forward. Track your progress. And I think that is very, very important. Track your progress, not your feelings. Being able to understand that factually, are you getting better? Because if you are getting better, of course, that will keep pushing forward. Number three, I think this is where the most people quit. This is a valley of despair. Valley of despair. So that means that if there's a line, and I probably put a picture here, so there's a line that goes, you get to the bottom of your emotions and valley of despair. So that means that's where you feel doubt, discouragement, burnout, shame, all the emotions that are the worst of the worst. Because at that moment, our subconscious resists the change. It seems unhelpful. You want to really start thinking, I don't think this will gonna work. I think that is I'm wasting my time. Those kind of thoughts is getting into your head and in my head. Maybe I should just go back where I started. But maybe I should still go back what they did. Maybe it was what they did was not so bad. And those are thoughts where people quit. And I think that's reason. And when you understand it, it's normal to have those thoughts. It's normal to have those emotions. And this is the most important time to push, not to really put the pedal back, not to put brakes on. But if you put brakes on, because sometimes people just quit passively. They don't quit, but they don't take action more that allows them to get out of the uh, alley of despair, valley of despair. Because this is a pain, because you potentially shedding your old identity and you are growing into new one. And that's, of course, it's painful. It's painful. If a snake needs to remove their old skin, that's how we need to remove our skin a lot of times as well. And that could bring pain as well. And of course, there will be a lot of habits, emotions, self-talks that need to be changed to make sure that we're able to achieve that success. So that means that sometimes in this valley of despair, what we need to do is really shrink the game, create a micro habits, because at this moment is hard. Sometimes it's very hard to really take big goals. So let's make it smaller goals. Let's keep forward, because we need to progress. But progress gives dopamine, keeps us moving forward. And we sometimes need to have that anchor to somewhere, to a faith, to a mentor, to a coach, accountability group. It could be nice to have, like, I truly believe that among the best anchor is faith, but there's a lot of different ways to anchor yourself, just to make sure that you don't quit on yourself. And sometimes it's just easy things as a journal, just to examine your thoughts and understand where you're thinking, what you're thinking, and go back to understanding why you started this new journey in the first place. Number four, and I guess this is a really breakthrough, informed optimism. Now you realize that there's a lot of things that you needed to learn, but you finally start to realize what you needed to learn. You get clarity, you get confidence, you get discipline, and that means that this moment is really start to feel that, oh, maybe I can do this. And you start to think, oh, I see the progress. I see the progress. I'm becoming who I wanted to be. Like, I know what works for me now. Like, those kind of thoughts are coming to your way, so that is informed optimism. You start to be optimistic after taking a lot of action, and by taking those actions, you're becoming more and more optimistic. And you start to internalize the process. You now know exactly routines, process, habits in place. And at the moment, of course, you develop that resilience and clarity that allows you to keep moving forward every single day. So that means what we need to really make sure that we document our process, we understand our process. That means that it doesn't matter which day, good day, bad day, we're able to execute on those processes. And I think that we still need to, even though that we achieved, we still need to keep ourselves flexible, just to make sure that we're able to, if needed, adjust to make sure to get the best success. And stage five, And this is again, everyone wants stage 5, but you're not able to get to stage 5 without stage 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that's again, so many people try to jump in stage 5, but they're never able to jump so far. So that means, okay, what do I need to do? I need to go for stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, and stage 5 is success and fulfillment. And that's again where you feel finally that alignment, purpose, meaning. Those emotions who are so valuable in life, such as bliss, joy. So all the beautiful emotions are coming here because we have that fulfillment. And again, this self-concept, self-identity have been transformed. Your new version of you, new version of you. And then again, at that moment, you start to feel like, I always believe myself. I knew that this is for me. Like those kind of thoughts is coming to you. I trust myself now. So that means that those positive thoughts are coming into our head. But again, this is a place could be success and fulfillment. At some point, it could become a jail. So it means we need to understand that at some point, this where we created and be so proud of ourselves. We need to understand this is a level that we need to be proud of ourselves. But it might be that we'll need to create a new, start from number 1 again, start something new, and we'll begin all those. You're not able to jump from stage 1 to stage 5 again. We'll need to go through all those stages. I think that is something to be able to, through understanding, we're able to reduce that the value of uh, the value of death. I think that the value of despair. I think we're able to reduce that when we are aware of it, because I think that people who are not aware of it, they have a massive, massive value of despair. I think that we need to understand that you realize that it's not just about the goal, because the goal was to really make more money, have better relations, but now you realize that you became a different person. You became a better person. And that you are much more proud of that rather than really achieving that goal itself. And we need to really, at that moment, we really realize, okay, what's next? What's next? I think that's the beautiful part about life is that you always there is a what's next. This is achieved, I'm proud of myself, I'm fulfilled, have a meaning. What could I pursue next? I think this is very, very important. And we need to protect our energy, um, protect everything, just to make sure that we're able to achieve. And I think that this is a loop. This is a loop. Keep and repeat, keep and repeat. But when you've done it once, when you know exactly what stages are, it's much easier to really keep rinsing and repeating the same thing. And I think that the most important part that I want to really leave is that success is not the avoidance of the valley. It's a skill of moving through it. So it means that the more times you start something new and went through that depth uh, of value, depth, valley of despair, valley of despair, the more times you go through that valley of despair, you are so, you know, in every single corner in that valley of despair. You know every single emotion that comes through that. So that means that you're able to really move through that faster and faster and faster. That's why I truly believe that people who take actions, who learn, who develop, they get stood up from stage 1 to stage 5 so much faster, and they get much, much better results. So I hope that you reflect as well. How many times you have felt that valley of despair? Because I think that is very, very essential to experience it, so you can really not be afraid of change. Because I think that a lot of times we are afraid of change because we are afraid of valley of despair. But when you start get comfortable with valley of despair, you are welcoming that change, because you know that at the end of that valley of despair, when you get to the top, you will be better, stronger, faster, more fulfilled, and joyful. So I hope you choose to win, and see you tomorrow.